Hello, happy Thursday. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. I am here. Actually, I'm in Duluth right now in an awesome hotel room it's called Fitgers. It's been so fun. And I'm here with Reelika Schulte, who's been my business coach for the first part of the year. And so invited her because I wanted to have a conversation with her because I love talking with inspirational women on how to live a life with purpose. And so I'll briefly talk about what I do. And then, Relika, I'm going to just be asking you questions about you and what you do. So that way everyone gets to know how amazing you are. Because I already know, but I want to know more. So I'm Tabitha and I'm a life coach. And Relika has actually been so influential in helping me develop my business. And I work with women to help them rediscover their value, their worth. I help them reclaim their confidence, their courage, and contentment, and then move into refining their life to be exactly what it is that they want it to be. And so I've just had this passion for working with women because of my own story. And Relika's just helped me use my story and my passion to work in my business to help other women. So, Relika, tell me about yourself. Tell me a little bit about your awesome story on like where you got to be and what you're doing right now.
Sure. First of all, I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much, Tabitha, for having me. And I love talking about life purpose because I do feel that we all should live in purpose. And so I am originally from Northern Europe, from Estonia. And I moved here to Minnesota about 5 years ago now. And I used to be a single mom. And I met my long distance boyfriend online, who happened to be from Minnesota. So we had a long distance relationship about a couple years when we were flying back and forth. And then eventually I decided that when I came to visit him, that he proposed, and I decided that why not to give this guy a chance. And now this August we will be celebrating our 5th wedding anniversary. And we have our baby on the way. It's definitely a very exciting time. And I'm a business coach, as Tabata said, so I love helping women mostly to build up their businesses. And it's been such a pleasure to see you, Tabata, like rising as well, because I love your values, and we both are, Jesus lovers, and so family oriented. So absolutely, it's living with purpose every single day.
Yes, yes. And so, Relika, tell me like 1 to 2 things that you do that you just really that like helps you live your life with purpose.
So first of all, I was really thinking about, from my career perspective, that what it is that I do daily basis, because I used to work in operations and audit and finance in a really hardcore, a really hardcore finance, if you put it like that, crunching numbers every day and sitting in a cubicle. And I realized that I'm sitting in a cubicle 9 hours a day. And that wasn't my purpose. I felt like I wasn't making an impact. I felt like I cannot spend time with my family. I felt like I cannot travel. So one thing that I did was definitely going out of my corporate world and starting my business about 4 years ago. And that flexibility that I get to enjoy breakfast with my husband and with my son as well has been amazing. That I get to experience life rather than just read it from the books has been pretty amazing. The other thing I do is definitely paying a lot of attention to my faith. So because we also need to take care of our heart and our soul. So for me, this is really important. So I love to participate in different events where I feel like I'm really making an impact. Whether this is like some sort of like a community or a church-oriented event. I also love family time. So that's so precious to me because let's face that, we can never buy back time. You can have so much money as you want to, but you can never buy back time. So those moments with our family, friends, or really the people we truly care about are priceless. So I really enjoy going for walks. I really enjoy just like having like a long breakfast. Sometimes we have breakfast an hour and a half in the morning before I start working. So these are the things that we can never get back.
Oh, that is so great. So when you make breakfast, do you ever make like an Estonian breakfast?
Yeah, it's actually pretty similar what we eat in here. So as far as like just like scrambled eggs and some pancakes, and maybe the extra thing that I do love to do are crepes, which is more like a French type, but these are something that my mom always made every Sunday. So, but for me, it's like I don't care what day it is. Is it Tuesday or Friday? So I can still take the time and make them. So, and just really enjoying this, like being outside, right? You know, in Minnesota, especially when we are having such a short summertime, it's fun to be outside and really enjoying this time.
That's so true. Yes, just own it while we can and be purposeful with this beautiful weather so that way in January when we're like, oh, this winter can be like, no, we took advantage of this warm weather as long as we could, right? And I'm sure our
Yeah.
friends in my friends in Alaska too that are watching can relate, as well as other northern states. And those that are watching, if you're just checking in right now, I'd love to hear where you are listening from. So just type in the comments which state or country you're listening from.
Yeah, drop it in the comments.
So Reelika, what is one thing that you just like looking back on your life that you were just like the most proud of doing?
The most proud of doing is probably saying yes to my husband. I have to be honest, because it was a time when, you know, I was raising my 4-year-old by myself. And quite frankly, when I came to visit him, there wasn't a plan for us to stay. So it was just more like a random proposal. And it wasn't anything like in a fairy tale. There was no horse, no roses, nothing like that, you know. So it was a very simple, even though our wedding was very simple, just us in a court, you know. So just proclaiming our vows for each other, and that's it. But really what was happening is my family was not very happy with that decision at this moment, because I had a job. I had a really good job back in Europe. You know, I left everything behind. I was literally here just with one suitcase only. And you know, my my place, my condo in Europe, my job, my family, everything was left behind. And then same thing with my family's husband. So his family wasn't that supportive either at this moment, because everyone was afraid of like do you guys know what you're doing? So like, you know,
Do we ever when we get married?
Yes. And, you know, it's really one of those things when you know in your heart that I just have to do it because it feels right. So, and for me, I have always been the type of person who rather takes a risk and then, you know, I can fix that later than regretting later that I didn't do anything. So I was like, you know what, everything happens for a reason and I'm here for a reason. So, and let's just go for it. So, and here we are today, 5 years later.
That's amazing, with a sweet little baby boy on the way.
Yes.
Oh,
Which is interesting because the baby's actually due exactly on our wedding anniversary. So like, it's like, I'm telling you, like sometimes God works in a very weird way. So, and the due date is exactly on our wedding anniversary. So a month away. So it's very, 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 how to say, fun coincidence. So yeah, doesn't really happen that often.
That is so neat. Well, so tell me more about just like living this life of balancing being a mom and being a wife, being a business owner. Like, obviously, you are like this bold woman that has taken a lot of risks in life. Like, maybe give some women out there some suggestions and encouragement on, they're like, gosh, I have these thoughts in my mind of what I want to do, but like, where am I going to get this courage? Where am I going to get this boldness to do this?
Right. Yes. So if you're watching this and if you're in a place of like thinking about yourself, that you have a goal, you have a dream that you're looking to achieve, whether this is like starting a business or starting a new career or moving to a different place, know that it's always scary. Like I was so scared with every single decision that I made, whether that was leaving a corporate world, whether this was getting married, or every single decision requires us to be brave. But on the same time, you have to ask yourself, what is really like the worst thing that can happen? So, and if you ask yourself, let's say you're starting a business, and if you ask yourself that I'm going to invest into my business, I'm going to maybe quit my job. So what is the worst thing that can happen? So, and if you start kind of like, peeling this piece and really thinking about, okay, so if it doesn't work out, can I find another job, right? So like you're not a tree, you can find another job, right? So like there's always a solution. So but if you give yourself a permission to be successful, and if you see that this opportunity shows up to you, so you really just have to have the courage to do it. So no one else can make those decisions for you. So yeah, be brave.
So true. Be brave. I love that. And you were just so instrumental when I was going through trying to figure out my business and even just like life decisions on. I'm just this perfectionist. I just want to be able to plan it all out and know exactly how it's going to end. But that's not life. That's not anything. That's just not how it happens. And what you would say is like progress over perfection. Like just show up, just take that step, be bold, be brave. And you're right, when you really kind of dig down into like what's the worst thing that could happen. Yeah, I mean, it's the worst thing could is kind of uncomfortable, but it's not insurmountable. It's not something that you can't figure out. And that is
Yes.
just so great for you to encourage women in that, not only in their business or like what they're wanting to do for that, but in whatever decision that they're wanting to make.
Yes. And you really have to think about like, what type of person do you want to be? Do you want to be the one who, at the end of your life, you're really just regretting not taking any risk and not doing anything, right? You know, so the dreams that you had, or you can look back that, you know what, maybe it wasn't that, you know, that great decision, but at least I did it. I figured things out. I gave myself a chance. And now I know that, okay, it wasn't for me. So, and everything happens for a reason. So just be brave, you know, give yourself this permission to, you know, to do something new, to go after your big dreams. You don't have to choose one or the other.
Yeah. So tell me, Reelika, what happens when, like, and you may have always had big dreams, but for me, there was a place in my life where I'm like, I'm not sure. Do I have big dreams? Should I have big dreams? Like what do I even do with, I don't even know what I want to do in my life. Like what's like a step that they could take with maybe like figuring out if there's a big dream to even pursue?
Right. I feel like we all have hit this point at some point in our life. So am I even like, do I have the right to even have the dreams? Or I don't even remember what my dreams are. So especially maybe when you're a mom as well, right? Your hobby is just to go to the grocery store, right? So that's all you can do. So really journaling has been helping me a lot. So if you take out buy yourself like a pretty notebook, so something that really inspires you, go to the store, like to Target or let's say Office Depot, someplace where you can find yourself like an inspirational notebook, and then just sit down and really just analyze and just think about that, right? You know, so what it is that I've always dreamed about, and go back to your past. Ask yourself, what did I truly dream about when I was 15 years old? So because that was a time when we had typically like the biggest dreams in our life, where the world was open, right? The sky was blue, the grass was green, everything was so nice. So like go back to this girl and think about, what did she want? What was something that she truly wanted to do? And ask yourself, like, why aren't you doing this right now? So what is currently stopping you? And create a list of those things and see how can you potentially maybe cross those things off, that are stopping you achieving your dreams. So is it finding time? Is it finding finances? And we all have to be resourceful, in a way. So, and when it comes to the time, we all have 24 hours a day, right? So it's more about like, what do you do with the time that you do have in your hands, and how do you actually use that to live your life? Yeah.
So like, that's so good. I love this point that we all have the same amount of time, because you've met some pretty successful people, right, Reelika? Like, I love looking on your website and all of the pictures you have with really influential people, and they all have 24 hours too. That they
Yes.
chose to do something with their life and to be bold and to be brave. And I love that you have invested in yourself by putting yourself out there and meeting those people and going through their courses and challenging yourself. And I think right now you're kind of working on something fun too, right?
Yeah, so being in business already like 4 years, and it's definitely something that, like, I love vision boards. I love to put my thoughts on a vision board. So like, one of the biggest things for me this year in 2020 was meeting Oprah in person. And it wasn't even a year ago when I put Oprah on my vision board, and I'm like, I'm going to meet her. And we're going to have a conversation, and she's going to give me a hug. So it's all happening. So it all happened already. Anything can come true. And one of the things that I learned from her too was obviously that, your dreams are important, and no one is giving you anything. You have to work, you have to do the work. If you want something, you have to be brave, and don't let those setbacks hold you back. Turn them into your comebacks as well, right? And as far as even right now, so we all are busy with our lives. We all have, kids, job, or a career, or business, or family, or something, right? But it's all about how you create the time. So right now, like you're right, that I did sign up for a 12-month program, which is about certification program. So which requires pretty much like 6 hours a week, like, my time as well, to really be successful in that. But again, it's something that I know that now is the right time to do that. So because doesn't matter that I'm 8 months pregnant, doesn't matter that I have a full-time business, doesn't matter that, we moved into our house, so we have so many home projects to work on. You can find this time if this is important for you. And so just really analyze what are your priorities, and when is the right time to go after those.
I love that. And I love that you're like, and Oprah's going to give me a hug.
Yeah.
And you got it. You achieved
I
that.
got it.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Wow, that is so great. So I just kind of want to like recap. Like, you have been so intentional with your life in regards to aligning yourself with your faith, aligning yourself with your goals, and like putting yourself out there, being brave, taking risks. And another thing that you just really helped instill in me is that no one's going to give us permission to go and do these things, that we have to give ourselves that permission. Granted, it's aligned with our faith, it's aligned with what the Lord wants, but it's sometimes we're not going to just get an email that says like, yes, you should do this. Sometimes you just have to take that step and do it and give yourself permission. And I think us as women, sometimes we can forget that. Like, we're almost like giving our kids permission and like focusing so much on making sure everyone else is taken care of. We forget that we also have to take care of ourselves and be bold and be brave and live this life the way that we're going to be proud of. So thank you for being such an amazing model of that, Reelika, and for just showing your light through your business and through your family and raising up these little men that are just going to rock this world.
Yeah, like I love what I do, and like nothing is more empowering than actually seeing like people around you who are inspirational as well. So definitely pay attention to who do you surround yourself with, like what's your circle of influence, right? So who is influencing your daily decisions and anything that you want to achieve. So be careful with like who you let into your circle.
Yes. And another thing that I loved about your program is that I got to surround myself with other women who were just as like encouraging and inspired and motivated and driven. And just to be around women like that I could ask questions or just watch and be encouraged by is so neat. You've created an amazing program. Thank you for being brave and bold and stepping out of your comfort zone to create such an amazing business that could impact so many of us.
Oh, yes. And I still feel like, although I've been doing this like 4 years already, I still feel like it's just the beginning. So like I have so many goals like that. So like, we want to do this and we want to do that. So yeah, there's always room for growth. But I really, really appreciate you, Davide. And like I said, it's been such a great, so amazing to really see you grow and inspiring and empowering so many women, because it is a ripple effect. Let's face that. It's truly a ripple effect.
Yes, absolutely. And my goal with life coaching and encouraging women just like yours is I can just work with one woman, but I know that she's going to impact her husband, her kids, her family around her, and it really just multiplies. Yes, it's that individual, but like we want to multiply that light. So
that's right.
Yay. Oh, well, Reelika, thank you so much for your time today. And thank you everyone for watching. And again, drop in the comments where you're listening from. If you have any questions, I'll have Reelika leave her information in the comments so you can get in touch with her if you have questions, as well as my information about life coaching. So, all right. Well, everyone, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.